Rise. Call this meeting to order. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good morning, everyone. May I please have a motion to accept the reading and approval of the minutes?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Okay, seeing that there is no one, we'll move on to ordinance 24-0042.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is ordinance number 291, second reading of adopting the Conflict of Interest and Code of Ethics policy, repealing the prior Code of Ethics and adopting a Conflict of Interest and Code of Ethics policy for Lackawanna County, set forth prohibited conduct and imposing penalties for violations thereof. Whereas Lackawanna County is a third-class county existing pursuant to the law of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, whereas Section 509 of the Pennsylvania County Code allows for the Board of Commissioners to adopt resolutions and ordinances regulating the affairs of the county, and whereas Section 1.3-302A of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter allows for the Board of Commissioners to enact and repeal resolutions and ordinances not inconsistent with the Home Rule Charter and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And whereas the Board of Commissioners have previously adopted a Code of Ethics on January 8th, 2008, and amended on June 11th, 2008, and whereas the Board of Commissioners believe it is in the best interest of the Lackawanna County to repeal the 2008 Code of Ethics and adopt the attached Conflict of Interest and Code of Ethics to ensure county officials and employees act with professionalism and integrity. Now, therefore, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna hereby ordains as follows. Number one, the attached Conflict of Interest and Code of Ethics is hereby adopted in accordance with Section 1.3-308 of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter. Number two, all resolutions of ordinances inconsistent herewith shall be and the same hereby are repealed. Number three, if a section, subsection, paragraph, sentence, clause, or phrase of this ordinance is declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction, such decision shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of this ordinance. Number four, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect 10 days after enactment as required by law. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is our solicitor, Mr. Don Fredrickson.
Good morning, Commissioners. After you first came in office, you had asked me to review the current ethics code that we had in place. It was last adopted back in 2008, and it was kind of vague on details and facts. So we did revamp it at your direction, and this is the production we have. It's much more comprehensive. It provides more definition of terms and conflict of interest, what it means. It prohibits nepotism and things of that nature. It also puts restrictions on vendors and requires lobbyists to the county to register with the county so we know who they are.
Very good. Any questions for Attorney Fredrickson? Okay, may I have a motion to approve ordinance 24-0042?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? On the question, this was just another step in the right direction in terms of ethical and transparent governance, and I just want to check through some of the highlights as we did last week. This code applies to all county officials, personnel, and employees. It limits the ability of officials and personnel to do business with the county. It prohibits nepotism. It establishes an employee fraternization policy. It limits gifts to county officials and personnel. It establishes protections for confidential information. It regulates outside employment. It requires lobbyists to register with the county. It tightens the rules on vendors and bidders during the bid, RFP, and RFQ process. It prohibits voting conflicts, and it establishes a violation process and penalties. So it adds a lot of teeth where there wasn't a lot of teeth in the last one. So I want to thank again Attorney Fredrickson for putting this together and my colleagues for being in favor of it. Anyone else on the question? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the ordinance is approved. Resolution 24-0044.
It's approving the current payables. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approved the following payables. Lackawanna County's General Fund numbers 368006-368441, inclusive, totaling $896,833.88. The county's electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $3,022,822.08. Adopted regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0044?
Motion.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0030.
Just ratifying a grant submission. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby ratify the submission and accept the award of a detection and mitigation of COVID-19 in confinement facilities grant by the County Department of Health to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency in the amount of $193,363. Adopted regularly. The Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, here to answer any of your questions is the Director of the Department of Health, Ms. Dr. Sabine Charles.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
So the PCCD grant is a grant for COVID mitigation, like I said, for in the prison system. So the health department is intent to, COVID is still here to help the prison system mitigate COVID for the inmates. So we will do prevention measures, but also provide COVID-19 tests and help the staff with I can say like infection measures for the inmate, not only us, but the staff since they're here like every day with the inmates. So we will do health education within the system to help them with anything that can happen with the inmate, because there's nothing like this in the system right now. So this is a chance for us to do something for the inmate in the county.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Dr. Charles?
No.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0030?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0031.
So warning the Office of Youth and Family Services audit. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby award the audit of the Office of Youth and Family Services for year end 31st, 2023 to Bradley T. Murray, CPA, LLC, at a cost of $16,000. Adopted the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is our Interim Director of Health and Human Services, Ms. Barb Durkin.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here just to request your support for us to enter into an audit agreement with Bradley Murray CPA. This will be the third year that we're using this particular auditor for the Office of Youth and Family Services. We picked this auditor through an RFP process through the county. We've had no issues with them. We're simply looking for your support for us to enter into the audit for 2023. Any questions?
Okay. Any questions? Nope. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0031?
Motion.
Second.
On the question? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution 24-0032.
It's approving the Office of Youth and Family Services provider agreements. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby approve the Department of Human Services Office of Youth and Family Services provider agreements for fiscal year 23 through 24 with the Adoption Connection, Delaware County Emergency Youth Academy Family, Harbor Creek Youth Services, and the Clock Tower Schools. Adopted a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Once again, here is Director Durkin.
Thank you so much. I'm looking for your support for us to enter into contracts with 4 different providers for the Office of Youth and Family Services, 2 of which are residential treatment facilities, which are needed at this point, so that we can ensure we have enough placements for adolescents who are in need of that level of care. 1 of which is a foster care, foster home provider, which again, we need at this point. And then the other one is a shelter care provider that again, we need at this point. We are beginning the process of reviewing our current contracts and looking to expand services. So we will likely be back asking your support for additional providers, but at this point, it's these 4 that we're looking for support of. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Nope. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay, may I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0032?
Motion.
Second.
And a motion and a second on the question? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0033.
It's approving the Office of Youth and Family Services Professional Service Contract. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County has hereby approved the Department of Human Services Office of Youth and Family Services Professional Service Contract with George Mahalchuk, Esquire, for January 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2024. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Once again, here is Director Durkin.
This is the final one, I promise. I'm simply looking for your support for the Office of Youth and Family Services to renew our contract with Attorney Mahalchik for guardian ad litem services for adolescents that are in foster care. This is pretty self-explanatory. We've been in contract with this attorney for a number of years, and I'm just looking for support. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0033?
Motion.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0034.
Entering into a license agreement, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a license agreement with the Scranton Cultural Center, 420 North Washington Avenue, Scranton, PA, on behalf of the Lackawanna County Tax Claim Bureau for the April 2024 judicial tax sale. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon as the Director of the Tax Claim Bureau, Ms. Barb Linnity.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
The Tax Claim Bureau will be conducting a judicial sale on April 22nd, 2024. This is a continuation of our March 25th sale, and it'll be conducted at the Scranton Cultural Center, Chaplain Hall. This agreement is between Lackawanna County and the Scranton Cultural Center for rental of Chaplain Hall at the cost of $540.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Ms. Lenity? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0034?
Motion.
Second.
Been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0035.
Accepting a lactation pod proposal. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the proposal from Mava, 180 Battery Street, Suite 210, Burlington, Vermont, for the purchase, delivery, installation, and 3-year service contract for Solo Pod V2 lactation pod at the cost of $18,200. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is our Director of Human Resources, Ms. Joanne Decker.
Good morning. We're requesting the approval to purchase a lactation pod for the Government Center location. It'll be here on the 5th floor, actually right around the corner near the restrooms. This pod is at no cost to the county. We'll be using the entire cost to purchase it. We'll be using a fund that we receive from Highmark for wellness funds. So we'll be using the entire amount of that to purchase it. It'll greatly help to accommodate the need for breastfeeding employees and when they return from maternity leave. Through the Pump Act, we're required to provide a private location, so this will greatly help us find a place for them.
Very good. Any questions?
There's one at the airport, right?
Yes.
So in there.
Yeah, theirs is a larger version. We're doing like a smaller
Yeah.
scale, but it's a very similar concept.
No, thank you, Joanne. I mean, this obviously brand new to the county here, and what would be a huge step forward in promoting working mothers returning.
I agree, yeah. It'll really help the stress of when we return.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0035?
Motion.
Second.
Been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0036.
Entering into a service agreement, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby enter into a one-year service agreement with Paper Handling Equipment Plus Incorporated for the Pension Office at a cost of $300. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Once again, to speak upon that is Director Decker.
Thank you. About 2 years ago, we purchased a refurbished check folder for the pension checks. So this is just renewing. I believe at that time it came with like a service agreement. So this is just to continue it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Mrs. Decker. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0036?
Motion?
Second.
Been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0023.
This is the authorization and readoption and implementation of plans and policies, whereas the County of Lackawanna has developed and adopted the excessive force, anti-displacement, and code of ethics policies, and whereas it is the public policy of the County of Lackawanna to promote excessive force, anti-displacement, and the Lackawanna County Code of Ethics policies for federal programs receiving funds from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development, and the Lackawanna County Department of Economic Development has developed a minority and women's business enterprise policy. Whereas it is the public policy of the County of Lackawanna to promote opportunity for full participation by minority and women's owned business enterprises in all housing and community development programs receiving funds from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County of Lackawanna hereby authorizes the readoption and implementation of these plans to ensure compliance with federal and state law adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that is our Interim Director of the Department of Planning and Economic Development, Ms. Mary Liz Donato.
Good morning,
morning.
Commissioners. Again, very self-explanatory. We're just required to do this every year to readopt the implementation of the plans and policies required for federal funds that come through the state, specifically through our CDBG program. And you've already done the Code of Ethics, so, you know, we're going to use that as our Code of Ethics.
Okay, very good. Any questions for Mary Liz? All right, thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0023?
Motion?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution 24-0037.
So authorizing a Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources grant application. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby authorized the filing of a Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources grant application for the Riverfront Park Project Phase 1. And whereas the Lackawanna County Commissioners desire to undertake a Phase 1 initiative to develop the Riverfront Park project, and the applicant requests to receive from the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources a grant for the purpose of carrying out this project, and be it further resolved and hereby authorized the chairman of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners to execute the grant agreement signature page on behalf of the applicant. Adopted by the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here is Director Donato.
Again, this is a Phase 1 grant to DCNR for the Riverfront Park. There's quite a history with this park, and I'm going to actually have Sandy Upshinsky come up and explain the history of this park and the partnership we've had with UGI.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. This park development literally has probably been, from the inception of UGI's remediation, about a 20-year process. UGI was mandated as of 2002 to provide remediation of this property after its use as the Scranton Gas Works was ended in 1954. So during that time, as they were moving forward and doing their remediation, it was stops and starts, actually, on their side. Because they were basically using, at that point, ratepayer funds to try and do the remediation. As of 2021, they had put a final plan in place and a final design, at least for their portion of the remediation work. Following a conversation that started in probably about 2015, 2017, in and around that area, they had expressed interest, and the county had expressed interest in putting together a partnership to turn this into a Lackawanna County amenity, into a public park. This grant application is the first phase of that, which is going to work hand in hand with UGI as part of their remediation work to then lay the groundwork for the development of this park. If successful, this will provide for the parking area. It will provide for the underlying utilities as part of the work that UGI is doing to do some of the ground remediation. They, in turn, will also be assisting us with this project by digging those utility trenches and allowing, for those hookups for what will then come later as part of a Phase 2 and Phase 3 process.
And how much are we requesting?
We're requesting $500,000. And that is based on the cost of the work that UGI has identified and which we are using as our match.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Ms. Subshinsky? Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0037?
Motion?
Second.
It's been a motion and a second on the question.
Yeah, just on the question, I mean, I think, we've talked over the past year or so about being able to enhance the quality of life, in our area. And Mary Liz, thank you for all that you've done. And Sandy, your work is simply incredible. Thank you so much for all the work and effort you've put into this as well. And, I think this ambitious initiative reflects our commitment to fostering community engagement and recreational opportunities for residents and visitors alike. And, looking down the line, we think this can be a thriving hub where people can gather, connect, and enjoy the diverse offerings of this historic city. So, restoring this land and making it into a park would be an incredible addition to our area. And obviously, with the help of UGI, who is taking the responsibility and preparing the land, for the next steps into this project. So, I'm super excited about it. Mary Liz, once again, thank you so much, and Sandy, simply incredible. Thank you.
Commissioner Chermak, any comments?
Well, this is definitely, it's going to be a huge asset to the downtown area, and this is something that we've been working on for, since I've been here. So I just look forward to the day when it's finished. So it'll be a great addition. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, the project has been, obviously, as Ms. Subshinsky said, many years in the making. Boomerang Park, as it's known, because of its shape, curving between a bend in the Lackawanna River and Cliff Street, downhill from the Electric City Trolley Museum and opposite the Lackawanna Heritage Valley Authority Trail, is a 7-acre property that, as Ms. Subshinsky mentioned, was previously a UGI utility clean fill site. It is a blighted piece of land that, once this project is finished, is going to completely transform that entire area. And this park becomes especially important if you step back and think of the big overall picture. The proposed Amtrak train that will pull right in behind the Intermodal Center, which will be bringing hundreds and hundreds of people to that area daily. The Trolley Museum, Steamtown, and the fact that we have an entire community of people now living in downtown Scranton. When you look at the artist rendering of what this project is going to be when it's finished, you have a dog park with artificial turf, a multi-use path, a connection, a very important connection to the LHVA trail, a playground, a large pavilion, river seat steps, access to the river, a small water park, a small amphitheater with an event lawn for shows. So as Commissioner McGloin and Commissioner Chermak said, this park is going to be such an asset for our city and for our county, and I really believe it's going to drive further economic development and growth in that area, and especially along the Lackawanna River. So very excited about it. Anyone else?
And Commissioners, I just want to bring up the Pennsylvania Planning Association held their conference in Scranton last year, and this project was a mobile tour. So we were able to showcase this and what we're going to be doing to planners from across the state.
That's great, yeah. And it's really impressive when you see what it's going to look like.
Right.
So
Right.
thank you very much. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0038.
So entering into a grant agreement with NeighborWorks, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna does hereby authorize a grant agreement between the Department of Economic Development of Lackawanna County and NeighborWorks Northeastern Pennsylvania, 815 Smith Street, Scranton, Pennsylvania, a Pennsylvania nonprofit community development organization. Be it further resolved, the county intends to undertake and carry out the first-time home buyers program to assist median and lower income individuals and families in Lackawanna County in preserving and achieving home ownership by providing down payment subsidies and closing cost subsidies utilizing $129,375 in funds made available by the Lackawanna County Affordable Housing Act 137 program funds. NeighborWorks will undertake the administration of the first-time home buyers program. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Once again, here's Director Donato.
And again, this is an annual agreement we have with NeighborWorks to administer the first-time homebuyers program, which is a really great program for our lower-income families, starting up first-time home. The Act 137 funds, I believe, come through the Recorder of Deeds fees, and just a great program. And NeighborWorks does a great job with it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any questions for Mary Liz? Okay, thank you. Okay, may I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0038?
Motion?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question.
Just real quick on the question. Thanks again, Mary Liz. This is a wonderful thing to continue the partnership with NeighborWorks, who I think, as we all know, has just been fantastic in what they've been able to do for our area. And, this program to be able to provide much-needed funding to, for potential home buyers in Lackawanna County and even benefits those looking to, relocate or even bring more residents here to Lackawanna County by offering financial assistance to future home buyers. So just fantastic. Thank you, Mary Liz.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on the question? The first-time homebuyers program is, as you said, something that can be life-changing for families in our area. And I know this personally because I used to work in the first-time homebuyers program for the city of Scranton, and I saw firsthand the impact that the program can have. And one family in particular that sticks out to me was a husband and a wife with 3 small children. And I remember how hard they worked to save money for a home, and they were just having trouble, like a lot of us, making ends meet, especially with the closing costs. So this program, the program in the city, and what this program will do, paid for their closing costs and match their down payment up to a certain amount. So this program makes home ownership more accessible by easing financial burdens and providing support through the home buying process, and it is a huge benefit for the people of Lackawanna County and a huge incentive for people to purchase a home and raise a family here. So we're really excited about the partnership. Anyone else? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0039.
This is ratifying the Community Development Block Grant modifications and revisions. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County hereby ratifies submissions, modifications, and revisions of the following Community Development Block Grant programs to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for federal fiscal year of 2018. The Music Borough, the modification will create a line item, homebuyer down payment assistance for the first-time home buyers program with $98,703 transferred from the water sewer line item for Music Cotter Street Storm Water Improvements Project. Dixon City Borough, the modification will create the line item homebuyer down payment assistance for the first-time home buyers program with $83,035.05 transferred from the single-unit residential housing rehabilitation line item for the Dixon City Borough Housing Rehab Program. For Jessup Borough, the modification will create the line item Public Services, Senior Services for the Mid-Valley Senior Center Chromebook Initiative with $8,200.35 transferred from the single-unit resident housing rehabilitation line item for the Jessup Borough Housing Rehab Program. For Clark Summit Borough, the modification will create the line item of Public Facilities for the Clark Summit Gathering Place project with the following funding: $29,146 transferred from the single-unit residential housing rehabilitation line item for the Clark Summit Borough Housing Rehab Program, $11,057.37 from the line item public facilities for the Public's Clark Summit Borough Building ADA Elevator Project, and $3,043 from the line item street improvements for the Clark Summit ADA Audible Signal Project. For federal fiscal year 2019, the Archibald Borough modification will delete the line item single residential housing rehabilitation for the Archibald Housing Rehab Program and transfer $1,000 to the water sewer line item for the Archibald Hill and Rock Street Stormwater Improvements Project Phase 1. For Blakely Borough, the modification will create the line item public facility and other for the Blakely Borough Park ADA restroom reconstruction project with $26,919.51 to be transferred from the street improvements line item to the Mott Haven Plot Section project. For Jessup Borough, the modification will create the line item home buyer down payment assistance for the first-time home buyers program with $79,600 to be transferred from the single-unit residential housing rehabilitation line item for the Jessup Borough Housing Rehab Program. Taylor Borough, the modification will delete the line item single-unit residential housing rehabilitation line item for the Taylor Borough Housing Rehab Program funding of $1,000 and transfer to the line item water sewer Taylor Borough South Pond Street Water Sewer Improvement Phase 2 project. And for Lackawanna County, the modification will delete the single-unit residential housing rehabilitation line item from the Lackawanna County Housing Rehab Program and transfer funding of $1,000 to the line item home buyer down payment assistance for the first-time home buyers program for Lackawanna County. Be it further resolved that the county has complied with the terms of the Pennsylvania Act 179 and has met all citizen participation requirements in connection with the above-mentioned revisions. Adopted regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, once again, there's Director Donato.
Thank you.
And this is again, an annual CDBG requirement. I know you're aware, we do administer the CDBG program for all of our municipalities except the cities of Carbondale and Scranton. These are the entitlement municipalities, and we need to, it's a requirement by DCED to transfer funding from one of their projects to different projects.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mary Liz? Thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0039?
Motion?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution 24-0040.
It's accepting a quote from CDW. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby accept the quote from CDW Government for 3 years of service for Cloudflare at a cost of $94,000 a year. Adopted regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Chairman, here's the county's Chief Information Officer to explain it, Mr. Michael Brown.
Good morning, Commissioners. This contract that we're entering with Cloudflare will actually help us mitigate a lot of cyber attacks. As you know, that during this election year, a lot of counties have already been hit and been subject to ransomware and other disruptions of service. This contract also allows us to protect us during the election season by providing a separate site, so this way that will stop denial of service attacks that currently the state actually had to deal with where there's, I believe there's CGIS network. So we are putting in these infrastructure in place to prevent these things from happening.
Very good. And this cost was budgeted, correct? Yes. Any questions for Mr. Brown?
Who's ahead, us or them?
We are.
Okay, good.
Very good. Thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0040?
Motion?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution is approved. Resolution 24-0041.
Ratifying a telecommunications quote. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County by ratify the voice rates quote from CenturyLink Communications LLC, Lumen Technologies, for a 3-year telecommunications system. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman, here to speak upon that and answer any of your questions is the Chief Financial Officer of Lackawanna County, Mr. David Bolzoni.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Ms. Hart. The county is seeking to transition communication services elements from Frontier Communications to Lumen Technologies. Frontier has notified the county of plans to discontinue those services to its present customer base effective March 1st. The Frontier is our current phone carrier and has decided to drop a large section of our package due to rising internal costs within that company, within Frontier. The Frontier exit affects all lines, including direct inward dialing services and primary rate interface services used on our digital phone network. Unfortunately, we will lose all phone services from Frontier unless we select another carrier as a replacement. Frontier, I'll note, is the largest pure-play fiber provider in the country. If you'd like, I'll gladly provide an explanation on what direct inward dialing services and primary rate interface services are. Sure. Okay, you asked. Direct inward dialing is a telephone service that allows a phone number to ring through directly to a specific phone at a business, or in this case, county government, instead of going to a menu or a queue and needing to dial an extension. A phone number that is used like this is also often called a DID. Multiple numbers are called DIDs. The primary rate interface is a telecommunications interface standard used on an integrated services digital network for carrying multiple DSO voice and data transmissions between network and user. PRI is the standard for providing telecommunications services to enterprises and offices.
Could you repeat that? I didn't get it.
Is Mike still here? No, Mike left. No, Mike's there. Is that okay?
Good job.
So the transition would be to Lumen. Lumen is available to replace these services. We have an existing relationship with Lumen, which dates back to 2011. Presently, Lumen provides services to the county, including dedicated internet access services to 2 county locations, the Government Center and the Emergency Services Center in Jessup. Because these are unit-based costs based on volume, we estimate that the package provided by Lumen is going to be similar to what we're paying Frontier presently, which is about $6,000 a month. So again, unit-based costs are based on volume. It's not a fixed cost. Now, it should be noted as well that Lumen is a CoStar's vendor, which I think is important. Although we do have a time constraint relative to the transition because at least as of the end of last week, the termination by Frontier was hard and fast.
So on March 1st, do you feel comfortable that we'll have phone service, like Lumen will be able to make the transition by then?
We had communicated with them, and Mike, you're certainly welcome to fill in. I know Mike has tried to reach out to Frontier to see if we can extend that deadline. It's going to be a tight transition. We certainly don't want to be left without phone services. That would be a major problem for us.
And 911 is protected as well.
Right, correct. Yeah. Now, I don't know, has there been an
Mike.
update with...
In lieu of information that's been coming back from Frontier, I know that 911 has procured services for another carrier to help out. I believe they're using Verizon for this. And as for us, we're still trying to get a stay of at least a month from Frontier. They have yet to contact us back. We're going to be stopping by one of their offices to see if we can actually get an actual answer.
Do you need backup when you go in there, do you think? Should be able to handle it.
I think I'm good with that one.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Bolzoni?
I have nothing else.
Okay. Okay. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0041?
Motion.
It's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution 24-0043.
These are appointments to the Area Agency on Aging Advisory Board. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County is hereby appoint the following individuals to the Lackawanna County Area Agency Aging Advisory Board with a 3-year term to commence immediately and expire December 31st, 2027. Nicole Lipinski, Director of the Geriatric Service Line of the Wright Center for Community Health, 5 South Washington Avenue in German. Lindsay Skripka, Executive Director of Meals on Wheels, 541 Wyoming Avenue, Scranton. Michael Castellano, Special Projects Manager, United Way of Lackawanna, 1329 Penn Avenue, Scranton. Kathy Fitzpatrick, Director of Grants, the Scranton Area Community Foundation, Jefferson Avenue, Scranton. Daniel J. Cardonik, Chief Executive Officer of the Jewish Community Center of Scranton, 601 Jefferson Avenue, Scranton. And Melanie Biederman, the VNA Home Health, 301 Delaware Avenue in Oliphant. Be it further resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby reappoint the following individuals to the Lackawanna County Area Agency Aging Advisory Board with a 3-year term to commence immediately and expire December 31st, 2026. Susan Blum Connors, community volunteer and a teacher, retired. Gary Duncan, Pennsylvania Council on Aging, retired. Gail Scarmuzza, PhD, Lackawanna College adjunct, retired. Deirdre Spielman, social worker, professional, retired. Tina Waden, PhD, community care, behavioral health organization, retired. Phil Yevett, PhD, retired. Marwan Wafa, PhD, chancellor, Penn State Scranton campus, Dunmore. Michael Sokolowski, senior management, government affairs, Bayada Home Healthcare in German. Representative Bridget Kozarowski, the 114th Legislative District. Michael Kelly, Principal Partner, Senior Healthcare Solutions. Jim Rodway, Community Service Director, Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office, Scranton. Maureen McGuigan, Deputy Director, Lackawanna Council of Arts, Scranton. Adopted a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on February 21st, 2024. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-0043?
Motion?
Been a motion and a second on the question. I just want to thank all of these individuals for agreeing to serve on this advisory board. This is really important and really important work. And the ones that have been on there have done a really nice job in talking to Sarah McDonald, who is the Director of Aging. Anyone else? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Opportunity for the public to address the board. Would anybody like to address the commissioners?
Marie Schumacher, City of Scranton. I would just say it would be helpful if, for instance, 240040, accepting a quote from CDW, it would be nice if the first time you use an acronym, you gave the full words of the acronym. Thank you.
That's their actual name, right? CDW, there's no acronym to it.
It's a, well, see, okay.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, commissioners, other business. Commissioner McGloin?
Yeah, I just have a few things, actually. I had the chance about 2 weeks ago to tour the YMCA, and I just want to make a quick announcement that the county is going to extend a helping hand to the local YMCA by being able to soon award a small grant dedicated to funding an expansion project aimed at adding additional child care classrooms. You know, the grant underscores the county's commitment to supporting families and addressing the growing need for quality child care services within the community. With this grant, the YMCA will, be able to help, construct new classrooms that will accommodate more children, providing a safe, nurturing environment for early childhood education and development. The YMCA already has children on wait lists, staff on hold, so with these additional classrooms, a safe environment is provided for children and more jobs are created for staff. So the YMCA has done a fantastic job over the years. They're going to continue to do great things for our home and for our community. I just want to thank them for giving me the opportunity to see what their whole entire operation looks like. I had the opportunity to be a guest speaker about a week ago at Robert Morris Elementary School. Was able to share some experiences and insights on the importance of perseverance, was able to share some stories and examples with the students, and did my best to convey the message that setbacks and obstacles are inevitable in life, but can be overcome with perseverance, resilience, and a positive mindset. And I just want to thank Robert Morris Elementary School for giving me the opportunity and inviting me to come to their school. And their administration, their teachers do a fantastic job. And lastly, last week we joined local and state officials at West Scranton High School for a presentation on gang prevention. Representatives from the United States Attorney's Office, the FBI, the Pennsylvania State Police, the District Attorney's Office, and the Scranton School District were in attendance. We understand that this needs to be a sense of urgency, and we as a county are doing everything that we can to continue to be educated on the matter, and we will continue to work with all officials as well as law enforcement to try and prevent these issues from continuing in our community.
Thank you. Commissioner Chermak?
Well, I'm glad Matt got over there to the YMCA. There are two, Scranton and Carbondale, we have two great facilities. They're tremendous assets to our region. So, it's great that we do support them. We all know it's Lent right now, whether you participate in that or not. We are supporting our local fire departments. There's many of them throughout the area that do pizza sales and soup sales and fish fries. So it's time for us, it's a great opportunity for us to go out and support them. They're always there for us when we need them, so now it's our turn to support them. Yesterday I had a meeting with I'm on the Armed Forces Day Parade Committee. That's coming up May 18th here in the city of Scranton. The kickoff for the parade is going to be 11 a.m. A lot of work. We've been working on this for a little bit over a year now. This should be a great day. There's going to be a lot of static displays. It should be a nice parade supporting our armed forces. Just before that at 9 a.m. there's also going to be a 5K Heroes race that you can sign up for. It'll all be found on Facebook. They have the Armed Forces Day Parade Facebook page, so you can go to that for any information. But should be a great day. Looking forward to that. So thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today marks 50 days since we took office, and it has been a whirlwind. It's been very eye-opening. Our administration is really starting to take shape. On day one, as has been, and we reported up here at the first commissioners meeting, we were faced with enormous financial challenges, millions of dollars in unpaid bills, and no semblance of a long-term financial plan. At the end of last year, there was less than $500,000 in the county coffers. The county's credit rating was downgraded, and things were looking pretty bleak. We, upon taking office, immediately acted and were accepted into the Strategic Management Planning Program with the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. Under this program, we will be working with experts in the field to develop a long-term financial plan and to conduct a management audit of every single county department. We are also currently looking at programs that will allow us to take a more analytical approach to preparing our annual budget. We are looking at improving the budget process to make it easier for people in the public and in this building to understand, to find savings, and to use the many tools that are out there that other counties use across Pennsylvania and across the country to look at different ways for savings and to use technology to our advantage. We're looking to utilize technology in the Revenue and Finance Department and really in every department to become more efficient and to save taxpayers money. We are going to conduct a public meeting with our auditing firm once the audit has finally been complete so that the public can get a true understanding of the county's finances. This is a best practice that, as far as I know, has not been done in Lackawanna County. On day one, we were faced with a crisis in the Office of Youth and Family Services. We have also met that challenge head-on and are working every single day to put that department in the right direction. We're working with Bev Macrath, an expert in OIFS, former Secretary of Health and Human Services, to do an MRI on the operations of OIFS and Human Services. We are working through challenges with caseworker staffing and trying every single day to come up with different ways to attract more people to that very important profession. We are meeting with stakeholders, and we are working diligently so that at some point, OIFS gets their full license back. Today, we pass an ethics code, sticking with our commitment to transparency and ethical governance. We should have some announcements soon regarding key personnel decisions in Parks and Recreation and Economic Development, two areas where we feel we can make a huge impact over the next 4 years. We are in the process of reorganizing our boards, authorities, and commissions. We want more people in Lackawanna County to be involved. There are many openings, and if you're interested in serving, you can go to our website at www.lackawannacounty.org under Boards, Authorities, and Commissions, fill out the application, submit a letter of interest and resume by March 1st. We're letting people know that we are open for business. We're moving quickly but steadily to change things in county government. We're doing our best to extinguish the old way of thinking, which has been, this is the way it's been done, so that must be the way. We are challenging old concepts and ideas and bringing a new and fresh vision and new ideas to Lackawanna County, and we're just getting started. So I just wanted people to know that 50 days in, there's a lot of challenges in Lackawanna County, but there's also a lot of opportunities, and we're going to do everything we can to capitalize on them. Thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Second.
It's been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.